Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Gina. Today is the 12th of December and I'm here to give you a little bit of a stitching update and a little bit of mail call, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it. I have once again been working on my Seeking Refuge because, as you know, I'm trying desperately to finish this year. And so I am basically working on it for a day, at least a day, and then I will take a break and I work on something Christmas for a day, and then I go back to Seeking Refuge. That's kind of how it's playing out. I'll do that as long as I can, and then eventually I'm going to get too excited and I'll be too close to a finish and I won't do anything but Seeking Refuge until I finish it. But I'm trying not to do that yet because it's still fairly early with it only being the 12th. So I did work on it. I worked on it a little bit yesterday evening after I did my new start, and I did a whole section of the pattern and thought that was a good stopping point. And then I got back in my stitching room late that evening and I had, maybe an hour or two to stitch, and I just grabbed Seeking Refuge and started working on it. Then today I spent some time this morning working on it, and then my family took me to lunch. My birthday's the 14th, but my son was off work today and wasn't on call, and so he had the day free and we knew we wouldn't be interrupted. So we arranged for Coco to go play with Fred all day, and my husband, son, and I drove out of town to a restaurant that we love just down the road a bit, probably about a 45-minute drive. And we had a wonderful dinner. They sang happy birthday to me in Italian and gave me a free dessert, which was, I'd already eaten dinner. But my son helped me eat it, thank goodness, because I couldn't have eaten the whole thing. So when I got back home this afternoon, I started stitching again. My husband cut the grass, and I'm hoping it's the last time he has to do that. And then he headed out to get Coco, and so I was able to grab a little more quiet stitchy time while he went to get her. I'm sorry to look this way. I found out one of my little, what do you call them? Butterfly wing bolts or whatever they are. Wing nut, that's what that is. Was loose on my roller frame, so I wanted to tighten that up before I lost it. Anyway, let me quit rattling on and show you what I've accomplished. So yes, the green is done. I'm so excited. One of my very last video that I uploaded today, I mentioned that I was worried about running out of the green floss, the overdyed floss that I was using. And I did run out of it. I used every bit of it. And before I went ahead and used it up, I pulled my DMC that was referenced on the pattern that was a good substitute for that. It was a perfect match. I don't think you can tell where I switched. I don't think you can tell because I can't tell, and I know where I switched, but now I'm not quite sure which flower I stitched it. I stitched the overdyed floss right up to this border in the flower where it stops, where you actually can, the flower was right up to the green I had already stitched, and that's how I tackled this whole border. There's an open space from flower to flower, and then each of these flowers I had stitched across with the green to where that already touched, so it blocked you. So I stitched from flower top to flower top and all in between, and then from this flower to this flower and this flower to this flower this way, and then finished up with just a little bit on the end. So the green border is complete. Oh, yay. That is a lot of stitches. I haven't counted them yet, but I'll be counting up what I had to stitch on to finish them today, just to put it on my, calendar. I keep, each day I try to write down what I stitch on and how many hours and how many stitches. And I got started doing that when I was stitching for prompts. So one last look here. All that's left now is the black border right across here. And I will tell you, this pattern has 4 lines. Well, this is bigger. I'll let you see it on this one. It goes down 4 lines below those flowers. 4 whole rows back and forth. And then I thought, gosh, wouldn't it be nice if I didn't have to stitch quite that much? Why is it necessary? And I got to looking at it, and up here, if you even look at the teeth where it looks like saw teeth or whatever, there's only 3 lines above the flower to the top of that little dip there where the green is. So I thought, well, if that's only 3, then this should be okay to be 3. And so I'm going to stitch it, and I'm going to do it first of all with 2. And if I think that looks fine, I'll stop there, and if not, I'll add the 3rd one. But I'm definitely leaving off the 4th one. I've made my mind up. And then when I've done all of that, I'll go back up to the top and I'll stitch the year. I just don't want to jinx myself. I would not stitch that year until I had actually finished this piece. So tomorrow's Sunday. We had some bad news today. Our senior pastor has COVID, tested positive today. And so it was interesting because yesterday we got an email from our senior pastor saying that we've had numbers are going up in our area, and we've had 10 people in our church who have gotten COVID in the last couple of weeks. And he just feels like he and the committee, there's a committee at church that has been trying to make the decisions on what we can and can't do and when they feel like we can open up a little bit. And they all met this week and decided that it's just too risky. And they felt like we needed to go back to virtual everything. No more in-person services. Even though we were distanced and masked, they just felt like it's just too risky right now. And then 2 days after they announced that, our pastor comes up with it. So, it is risky, isn't it? So we'll be watching it online tomorrow. And I had jokingly told some friends of mine at church that I actually liked that. I was growing to like it because I could cross stitch while I watched. Can't do that in person. So anyway, be careful out there, y'all. It is still extremely prevalent. So I will hopefully get a lot of stitching in tomorrow. I'm trying to decide what I want to stitch on. I want to go back to this, but it is December and I ought to be doing more Christmas stitching. But we'll see. We'll see what I do, and I'll certainly share it with you. So let's move on to Happy Mail. I've gotten several Christmas cards from friends that I've met online through my stitching and through this channel, or through a stitching group that I'm in, the Georgia Stitchers. But this lady I met, interestingly enough, through my channel because she won a giveaway. And we have emailed back and forth, and she sent me a lovely, lovely thank you gift, which was not necessary, but very much appreciated. And I think most of y'all know her, if you have comments or have read her comments, as Perky Perkins. So Perky, I just want to thank you for my Christmas card. I want to share it with y'all because it is adorable. I know she made this. I'm pretty sure you did, Perky. And if you didn't, whoever you got it from did a great job. Isn't this cute? And that has beads in it. Isn't that precious? I just love it. Just absolutely adore it. So I got the card and I opened it up to read it. And look what was inside. There was a sweet note in there. Thank you, Perky. And then I had a Christmas present. Isn't that cute? Crazy Annie's Stitching is where it's the ornament club. And I have seen, oh, y'all are probably screaming her name at me. But one of the floss tubers was stitching these. Pam, I think it's Pam, stitching between the lines. Pam, I think that's you. I think it was you, and you were trying to decide if you were going to do the border on all of them or something. I remember you were doing these, and they were so cute. And I wondered where you got them, and I know you told me, but I forgot. You know, I'm sure you said it on your channel. But isn't this cute? So very adorable. Love it. So thank you, Perky. Very much. Then I got a package from 123 Stitch, and I hadn't ordered anything from 123 Stitch, so I ripped it open, and when I pulled this out, I thought I didn't order this. Wonder if they've made a mistake. There was a packing slip with it. I opened it up, and it had zeros all down the list. So I thought, okay, that's odd. Maybe it's someone paid for it for me. And I read at the top, and this is from my friend Marissa. And I contacted her right away and said, I got your package. Oh my gosh, y'all. This was on my wish list at 123 Stitch. I have both of them on my wish list. Both of these two. There are two other queens like this, you know, for the diamonds and the clubs. But this one's my favorite because I love to play hearts, and I love to play canasta, and I also like to play spades. And so you got your hearts and your spades. So the other one, you know, they don't really have games named after them that I'm aware of. But I like both of the two. I would love to do them as a set. And then, you know, anytime you have a card game night, you could put them up in your house in the area that you're going to play, or have them on display. Wouldn't that be cute? But that's not all. Oh, my soul. Marissa spoils me terribly. She is a wonderful stitchy friend, and we are now so sisters. But all the beads, except one pack, she said they were on back order and they would be shipping them to me when they come in. Even the DMC, anything I needed to stitch this, it's kitted. It's fully kitted. So now guess what? I have to relook my plans for 2021 because this has got to happen. Got to happen. Okay. That's my happy mail, and I was extremely happy about it. Oh, thank you, Marissa. You've been very kind, and you've spoiled me rotten. I want to also say thank you for all the birthday wishes. I'm getting lots of comments after my channel video was uploaded today to my channel because I mentioned my birthday, and I'm getting lots of birthday wishes. So I just want to thank you for that. That is so thoughtful, and I appreciate it very much, and I feel very celebrated and special as a result of it. So I appreciate that. My son decided he wanted to give me my birthday presents today because we were doing my birthday lunch. So he felt like it was the birthday party, and he gave me 2 gifts. One is a huge throw rug, and it has cocoa on it. He had it specially made, sent her picture in, and they actually wove her in this throw rug. So if you'll hold on 1 second, and I'll get it and show it to you. Well, thanks for waiting for that. For you, it was just a little second, I think, because I'll edit that. But I want to make sure I have it the right side up. But this is a woven tapestry rug. This is the way it goes. Now I may have to stand up and move back for you because it's fairly large. There's my Coco. Isn't she cute? This is a picture my husband took of her laying in the woods. I hope you can see it. I can't see what you're seeing, but isn't this great? So this is coming into my stitching room because Coco's never allowed in here if I'm not in here. Too much valuable things, too many valuable things here, you know, for that. And I have my beautiful Labradoodle soft blanket that my sister gave me. And now when it's really cold, and this is the coldest room in the house because of all the windows, but I have two wonderful rugs now, or blankets now, that I can wrap up in and stay warm. So I love it. So cute. So, so cute. My husband has decided to wait and give me my birthday presents from him on my real birthday on the 14th. So I get to spread my birthday out. I think that's an awesome plan. Oh, well, thanks again for letting me share all my stitching with you, my stitchy kindness, my happy mail, that kind of thing. I appreciate it. I enjoy this journey, and I'm thrilled to share it with you, and I just am grateful that many of you will take the time to watch it and comment and let me know what you enjoyed about it, what part you liked, and I thank you for that. So I'm going to let you get back to your stitching, and I'll be back to show something when I have it. Happy stitching, everyone. Good evening, everyone. How are you? This is Dina. I'm back. It is a Monday. It is December 14th. It just happens to be my birthday. Thank you all for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that so much. But actually, I have kind of a special birthday present for myself. I have a finish. Originally, I was going to work the month of December as all Christmas. And then I shared with you in my previous segments that I really wanted to finish a piece that I started because of the pandemic. And that was Seeking Refuge from the Scarlet House. And the reason is very obvious. I love the saying in the middle about the world being out of control, but that I'm seeking my refuge with needle and thread. And that is exactly what I did. I have been stitching as if it were my job this year because it kept me occupied and kept my mind at ease. And, you know, when I would hear things, I didn't want to stress over them. I would come in and stitch. So this was a piece I decided to start to sort of commemorate this year, as if I would ever forget it. But, you know, this was my piece that I wanted to work on, and I thought originally I would just start it this year, and then it stitched up so quickly. It was really moving well, and I was pouring time into it in the last couple of months. So I have a finish to share with you. Here is my Seeking Refuge. It is hot off the roller frame. It hasn't even been ironed yet. You can still see where it's a little curled from having been rolled around it. And I will tell you something. Houses are not my favorite thing to stitch, but this house, went like a dream. The bricks were in a set pattern, and so once you learned the pattern, you just moved across and did the bricks. But what I did first was all of the windows and the doors, so that all I had left was the rest of the brick. I think I had the first row of brick in when I decided I'm going to stitch everything else but brick so I can just work around it so easy. And it really flowed. It really did. I was very, very happy with it. So this is my Seeking Refuge. And I went tonight and did that 1/1 in this year. 2020 is not 1/1, but the words are, because I wouldn't put that in until I knew I was going to finish it in 2020, and so I waited and did it last. But here it is. Now, I did mention in one of my earlier segments that this black border was just going on forever, and I just didn't think you needed that much space. And so I started with only 2 rows under these leaves, and then I realized the flower was 1 row lower. And so I came back and I did 3 rows under the leaves. So I actually left off only 1 row of stitches, but I was done, if you know what I mean. I was ready to be finished. Anyway, here it is. I really, really like it. If you have been considering getting this project, I hope you will. It looks like it's kind of big, but there's a lot of clear space in there. And I think it just is a very quick and beautiful stitch, except for that border. And the border is just a little time consuming. You know, it's not hard, it's just time consuming. But I'm done. And I think it's kind of neat that I finished it on my birthday. What a birthday present for myself, right? So I was planning on having a birthday start. My friend Joanne from Canada has gifted me a beautiful piece for my sewing room. And the minute I opened it, I said, I want to make this a birthday start. And I still do. I'm just going to start it the day after my birthday. It's still in my birthday month. But I just wanted to get this one finished. And then when I realized today that if I just focused on this one, I could eke it out. And it's late, it's 11:30, but it's before midnight. So, very pleased with this. Beautiful pattern by the Scarlet House. And I'm thrilled with it. I just really like it. I think it's going to be a great addition to my collection. And I'll have to get it framed, of course. But I just wanted to come on here and share that with you and just let you know how thrilled I am to finish this. I started it on April 1st. I don't know if I said that or not. I think I did. But just a few days after we were asked to remain at home, you know, and things began shutting down. And then here I have finished it on my birthday. And now after my birthday start tomorrow, and I may not do a whole lot on it because I just want to get it started, then I think I can get in the mood to do nothing but Christmas stitching. We'll see. Try to get that plan back on track. But thanks for letting me share my finish with you, and I hope you are having a great month. The holidays are here. Happy Hanukkah if you celebrate Hanukkah, and Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. And I just hope that whatever you might be either celebrating or just getting ready for, if it's just trying to get together with a little bit of your family, it's going to be different this year. It's going to be hard for everybody. But as I've mentioned before in previous videos about holidays, please remember your friends that have had losses this year. You know, we may be sad that we can't see part of our family because of the pandemic, but, you know, you have friends that can't see their family ever, again on this earth. And so there's a real pain around that, and a real sadness for some people who are grieving. And so I always think about that at Christmas, and I say a special prayer for those individuals. So know that I'm thinking of you, and I'm sending you my heartfelt sympathy, and I just hope that maybe watching FlossTube will help you get through the season, give you something to keep your mind occupied. Nothing can fill that void for you, but just know we're thinking of you. And if you have a friend in that situation, reach out to them and just let them know you're thinking of them, and check on them, especially during this time. Thanks for letting me get on my soapbox. Anyway, this fabric I didn't mention is Sand by Picture This Plus, and I will tell you, it's beautiful. The modeling is really, really pretty, and the color is perfection. So I think it looks great with this piece. I really enjoyed stitching it. So I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing, and I am going to take Miss Coco to bed. She has already curled up on the couch waiting on me. She's napping. Happy stitching, everyone. Hello, everyone. This is Dina and Coco, if she lets me get through this. I am here to show you my new start. I had mentioned before that I got this happy mail from my friend Joanne. Thank you again, Joanne. This is Stitching Notes, and it is a shepherd's bush pattern. I think you can see it there. Beautiful. And I have started it today, and what I got done was the very top border. And I did all the colors in there, and this is 1/2 on 32 count. I did check the fabric, and it is 32 count linen. It's very soft, and the 1/2 is not my usual. I usually do 30. I usually do, even on 32 count, 2 strands, because I love to do the loop start. But this is just too delicate a pattern. It needs to be, I'm trying to get it in the light for you. There you go. It needs to be that 1/2 to be that delicate and pretty. So I got that started today. That was my goal for today. I wanted to get that done, and Coco's being very good, as you can see, and letting me stitch a little bit. So I wanted to come in and just share that with you on the 15th of December. And now I think I'm gonna go in there and play with that little angel. And I don't know if I'll get any more stitching done tonight or not. It's still fairly early in the evening. It's probably about 7 o'clock. So I may be back in here later, but I think it's time to give her some entertainment. We've got to play with some toys and let her play tug and that sort of thing for a little while. I will let you get back to your stitching, and I'm gonna go in there and play with my little girl, and I will talk to you next time. Happy stitching. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Dina. It is December 16th, and I'm here to give you a little bit of a stitching update. I have been working on one of my recent starts. This was my second start of Christmas pieces that I wanted to do in the month of December, and this was called Holy Night. It's by Shepherd's Bush, and I started at the top, and I had completed that first section of words when I made my start. And so today I picked it up, and I wanted to get that little town of Bethlehem done. And so I began working on it. And I am happy to say I got it done. So here it is. Finished the little town of Bethlehem. There were a lot of color changes in there, a little bit of back stitching. I had to do some pin stitches in these stars. But I want to point out, I think the manger's precious, but I want to point out these little sheep here. There's a sheep button that'll go right here. I'm not putting any buttons on until the end, but I want to talk to you about the sheep because the sheep are stitched with alpaca. This is a petite alpaca, and it is a rainbow gallery. So I had to special order this. And I did that when I was kitting this up months ago, but I think it's great. It's not a huge difference, but it is a little puffier. And so especially in person, you can see it looks like they're a little woolly, looks really cute. So there's the second section. And the next section is another border like this because all the letters have this little border and fancy vine around them. And so this will start a new word section, and I will work on that the next time I pick this up. So I wanted to tell you about the happenings today. I bought Coco a little toy at the grocery store today. And it's not one I usually would get her because it is fabric and it's cut to look like hair. But it's a little green frog, green and yellow frog. And I just thought it was so cute because when you press it, instead of a squeaky toy, it actually croaks. Well, it doesn't anymore. Coco bit that so hard she broke the battery apart inside the protective box. She punctured it. And so when we saw that she had done that, we had to get that out of there. So my husband told her that her frog had to go to the hospital for surgery because anytime I sew up her toys, that's what he tells her. Or I will tell her that it has to go to the hospital. So I had to cut the little tummy open and get the box with the battery out, and then I sewed the tummy back up. So at the end of the video, or end of this segment, I will show you her little video where she's waiting patiently for me to stitch up her little frog, and then you can see how quickly she attacks it, trying to cut apart the stitches I've just put in it. Anyway, she's already bitten another hole in it, and I had to take it away from her because it was late in this evening, and it was time for her to start settling down, and so she could go to sleep. And so I just told her it had to go back to the hospital. So it's here on my table, and I'll stitch it up in the morning. But I just wanted to stop by and show you my stitching and tell you about Coco's new experience. The first time she bit that frog and it croaked, she jumped about 3 feet. It was great. But then she was fascinated. It kept her occupied all afternoon, all evening, and I was able to get my stitching done because of it. She sat right in here in my stitching room this evening for quite a while, and then she gave up and went to sleep on the couch. You can't see her, so I think she's moved now onto the bedroom. So I'm gonna go join her. I'm gonna go get some shut-eye, and then hopefully I'll be getting some more Christmas stitching done tomorrow. Happy stitching, everyone. Okay, we're gonna tie off the knots. Surgery is over. And then I will give you your little frog back. Okay, baby? Ready? Mama's done. Where are my scissors? Oh, there. Okay. Mr. Frog is fixed up. Ready? Okay. Check him out. She'll go right for. Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Dina. Today is December 17th. It is Thursday, and I am here to give you my stitching progress for the day. I pulled out my Giggles in the Snow, and if you've seen me show this before, you know I'm combining mine into one piece, and so you'll see them on the same space. But this time I wanted to add in where I had started on the little girl. I did the snow shadows the first time I worked on her, and then I decided I wanted to start her scarf because it would lead me onto her face, because I definitely want to stitch her little face. So I am happy to report, I'll tilt it where you can see the light, that I have her scarf all the way up to her throat, and there's just a few little colors in here before I get into her face. So next time I break this out, I will be working on her face, and I'm going to work all the way across here, bring her about the same point down that the little boy is at, and then I can roll the scroll frame up. But this is a very, very precious piece, and you're not really seeing all the colors that are in that scarf. There are several. It was confetti junction today, but I was glad to get it done, and I had set my small goal to be her scarf, and I was able to accomplish that. It was about 334 stitches to do that, so that was a good stitching day. I really enjoyed that. Today I met a new volunteer at our community pantry, and I was there to teach her how to do everything and show her around in hopes that she would be willing to step up and become the volunteer director. I've been doing that for over 2 years, and I have been asked to serve in some other areas in our church. So I decided if I was going to do that, I needed to give up something. And so I'm happy to report that today it went very well. And she has told me that she plans on doing that position, and asked if I would just work with her the first couple of times to make sure she gets everything correct and doesn't forget anything. And I'm happy to do that. When I was training, my trainer did that for me. And so it was a great day today. We actually served 18 families today. We had 27 on the schedule. We thought we were going to have 27 families show up, and we had a lot of no-shows today. I don't know why. The weather was beautiful, but it felt good to put groceries in the hands of 18 families today. And we're going to be closed next week, and so we made sure that we gave them enough to get through 2 weeks, and they were very grateful. And we got blessed a lot, you know, to be able to really help some people who need it. So, great day today. I'm going to let you get back to stitching. I have fully finished an object today, and I'm going to film it in a separate segment and save it because it's a gift. And after I gift it to the person and they open it, then I'll be able to put the video footage in whenever video that takes place. And I will catch up with you next time when I have some more to share. Happy stitching, everyone. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is Dina. Today is Friday. It's the 18th of December, and it's almost Christmas. I can't believe it's a week from today. So, that's pretty exciting. I hope you're getting close to being done. I'm finished with my Christmas shopping, except for groceries. And my husband and I talked about what we wanted to cook this year today. And so tomorrow I'll run to the grocery store and get what little bit I need to make that happen. So I think we're ready, and I'm excited because this year our son doesn't work Christmas Day. Probably for the last 5 years or so, he has volunteered to work on Christmas for one of the moms, one of his coworkers who has children, because he doesn't have any children. and he said they just need to be home on Christmas Day with their kids if at all possible. So he would always volunteer to work for one of them. They always took him up. Somebody always took him up on it. But this year, as the schedule fell, he's actually on call Christmas Eve, which means he could work, Christmas Eve all the way to Christmas morning. And he's on call the day after Christmas, but he's off Christmas Day. So he didn't volunteer to work because he's working sandwiching, that day. So we get him for this Christmas. I'm excited about that. So I have been actually stitching Christmas now that I've finished the Seeking Refuge piece that I was obsessed over. And I did Giggles yesterday, and today I did the Nativity. This is a Teresa Wentzler. I've talked with you in the past about the problems I've had with this piece. I started it on a linen fabric that was too small. It calls for 28, and I should have stuck with that because I lost all the detail in the faces. So I'm so happy to let you know that I'm in love with this fabric. I think it's a Monaco. I'll have to look it up, but it's thick like a Monaco. So here's what I did. And yes, you actually do see the top section outlined in the wing. So let me walk you through what I did today. This is a very intricate pattern. It is full of specialty stitches. There are a lot of specialty stitches already in the border. There will be beads and there will be Krynic, but I'm putting those in later. So today I went across this entire lower border and put in the lazy daisies, the green lazy daisy leaves, and then the little yellow stitch in the middle between each one is an Algerian eyelet, an itty bitty Algerian eyelet. I got all that done, and then I felt like this was the next most logical place to go because it's up at the top here. And I put in this top portion of his wing. This will help you kind of see what I was doing. So you can see it's a lighter portion of the wing, and I put that in. Now, you'll see, if you're sharp-eyed, you'll see a little shadow right here. I got off count somewhere in here, and I wound up over here, and I didn't match up, and I frogged back the wing to about right here. And when I pulled it out with my needle very carefully, I don't know if that was the needle that was, putting a metal look, or just if that's fuzz. But the good news is his wing's gonna cover it up. He has this whole section down here, but it'll be right where that is. So I looked at that and I'm not worried about it. So I got part of the wing done. Yay, I'm on the angel. I'm so excited. I'm excited about that, and I think the next time I work on it, I will probably try to complete this portion of the wing, and then I'm gonna come over here and do the other wing, because these wings, they stick out of the frame and cover up part of the border. And so I think it would be better for me to go ahead and get my wings in there before I do these side borders. So I'm probably going to work my way down in the middle of the picture until I get past the point where I'm jumping out of the border before I bring the border down with it. That's my thought anyway. So I am so relieved. I love this fabric. It's much, much better, and I'm enjoying it quite a bit. You may ask, this scroll rod is different than what you normally see. I normally use roller frames. This was one of my early tries, and this is an American Dream. And it's actually on a lap stand, but I took it off the lap stand and I put it on my floor frame because that's how I like to stitch. Well, I'm gonna let you get back to what you were doing. My husband and I are gonna be listening to a Christmas music concert tonight, and so I'm gonna be spending some time doing some Christmas activities with him the rest of the evening. So I wanted to come in and tell you what I worked on today. I only put about 2 hours in today on this piece. I just didn't have as much time as I would like to have. to stitch this afternoon. Played with Coco quite a bit and had a good time with her. She has gone walking in the woods, and Tommy has, my husband, shot some film of her. He actually let her off leash, something I don't ever do. But he's teaching her to come back when he calls her. He can do something I can't do. He can whistle. And he's got her trained for his whistle, where when he whistles, she comes running. And I can't whistle, so I can't do that. So he captured it for me on film, and I'll put it at the end today. But you'll see her running around the lake and in the woods while they're walking, and then he'll call her back, and you'll see her come running back. Just notice the way she runs. She looks like a little deer. You know, she runs a little bit, and then she hops, you know, like a deer. It's just really cute. But I'll share that with you today. So happy stitching, everyone,